Hello, everyone. For assignment number 2, we need to build a video store database. Now, I know that, there's virtually no video stores anymore, but in the old days, like Blockbuster, what they used to do was they used to have customers and used to have videos. And then the customers would rent the videos and the videos would be rented by customers. Well, let's go and build that using Microsoft Access. So I've opened up Microsoft Access and I'm going to click on a blank desktop database, double click. Yeah, and now Microsoft Access is the one thing, the one application within the Office suite that requires you to go and save first before you create it. So let's go and give it a name. So I'm going to call it assignment2, right? Assignment2. Now, I'm going to go ahead and create it. And whenever you open up Microsoft Access, what happens is they open up with a blank table. Yeah, there's another way to build these tables this way, but we are going to do it via design view. So here on the left over here, you should find it either in the home tab or in the fields tab. You should have this square over here. Yeah, I'm just going to click on the home tab just so that we start the same place. I'm going to click on design view. I'm going to give the table a name. You got to save first before creating. So I'm going to call it customer. Yeah. Click on OK. Now, it's always a good idea to give your primary key field with the golden key over here. Yeah, the most important field in a table, you give it a name other than just ID. So I'm just going to call it customer ID. Yeah. Now, I'm using a standard over here called camel case. There's different kinds of ways to name a field. I'm going to recommend that it'll be all one word. So if you wanted to, you could go ahead and name it with a underline like this, or you can go ahead and call it with this is what they call Pascal case. It's up to you. I'm just doing it this way. The data type is also very important for every field. Yeah. It's important because what it does is identify to the database what kind of information is going to be in that field. Yeah. Here, I have something called a description column. Now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect your database one way or the other, but it's good to keep comments or notes to yourself. So I'm going to just say this, customer ID, okay, just something like this, customer ID number. Yeah. And then I'm going to come in and start entering some fields over here, and I'm going to call it short text. Now, there's a lot of options over here. I'm going to go over some of them today. Yeah. The difference between a short text and a long text is this: a short text is a maximum of 255 characters, right? Long text is pretty much up to 10,000 characters. Now, where would you use one over the other? Well, let's think about a recipe database. The name of the dish, whatever you're going to be cooking, would be a short text because it can be sorted. You probably will do a search on it, those kinds of things. While in that recipe, there's the instruction, the direction one part of the recipe. That tends to be a lot longer than any other part of the recipe. So you probably want to capture it as a long text. Now, we don't usually sort or search within a long text field. It can be done, but we usually don't do it. So, but if it was directions in a recipe, it would probably be a long text. I'm going to keep it a short text. I'm going to say customers first name. Yeah. And then I'm going to do one more, and you're going to put in 7 more inside here, right? You're going to put in 7 more fields. You let me know what that is. Yeah, customers, last name, customers, last name. Okay, so we're done for now. Now I'm going to enter some information over here. I'm going to show you how this auto text field works, which is automatically numbers every record. The great part about auto number is that it's like an audit. So you cannot delete things that is not traceable. So if I have 10 records and all of a sudden I delete record 7, it goes 1 through 6 and then 8, 9, 10. So I know that there was a record 7 inside there, and I know that it's now since been deleted. So it's a way to track something. And it's also a way for you to not have to enter any kind of identification number. I'm going to go and enter some data. And I'm going to say, okay, you must save the table for us to say, okay. I'm going to say, okay, this is Mickey Mouse. And this is Minnie Mouse. Once again, you're going to go ahead and enter a whole bunch of other data. And it has to have a total of 10 different fields. Let me know what that is. So I'm going to go and close it. I can close it this way. Now I'm going to create a video table now. A table with all the information about a video. And it's important that you separate the objects inside of a database. We have a customer object. Now we're going to make a video object. Don't mix them. This is not a spreadsheet. This is a database. So we keep the objects separate. So I'm going to click on Create Table. Once again, I'm going to go to Design View and got to give it a name. Got to save first before creating. Click on OK, and then I'm going to call it, this is a video ID, and I'm going to leave it as auto number. And then I'm going to say video title, and I'm going to say short thing. And then I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to say video length. Yeah, and you're going to type in, 7 more fields as well for here, yeah. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and say this is a number. Yeah, because it's going to be number. I'm not going to type in 12, TWELVE, right? I'm going to type in the numbers 12, yeah? So here I'm going to, like this, I'm happy. You're going to enter more, and I'm going to go ahead and click on View. Save the table, yes. I'm going to enter some data. So I'm going to say Hunger Game, video length 120, and then I'm going to say Harry Potter. Okay, and I'm going to say, well, 140 minutes long, whatever, yeah, like this, yeah. And then I'm going to save it. Now, there's another way to close this and save. Instead of clicking on the X here, I can right button click here, save, and then close. Yeah. So now I have 2 tables with data. So if I want to see, I can double click. Oh, yeah, that looks good. And then I have the video table. I say, oh, that looks good. Yeah. Now, it's very important that you keep note of what is your primary key and how it's spelled, right? How you have it spelled. Primary key is the golden key over here. Yeah. Customer has a golden key over here as well. Sorry. Here, golden key, customer ID, golden key, primary key. I'm going to go and close all, and then I'm going to make my next table. Now, the purpose of this table, this is a transaction table. And what it does is it keeps track of every time a customer rents a video. So I'm going to go over here and create this table. Yeah. And I'm going to go to Design View again. I'm going to call this rental. Again, it's a transactional table. You'll keep track of every time a customer rents a video and every time a video is rented to a customer. Yeah. And I'm going to say this is rental ID. And then I'm going to put in some fields inside this. I'm going to put in who rented it. So I'm going to type in the customer ID. And now, because we're going to create a relationship, and I'm going to bring up the customer table one more time, and because the customer ID is an auto number, we're going to create this relationship. We're going to link the data together. So if this is an auto number or a number, in the rental table, the customer ID has to be a number. You cannot make it an auto number because in this case, it won't work with the customer ID, right? So we're going to create that relationship over here, and then I'm going to call it a video ID, and I'm going to call it a number field. Awesome, yeah. Then I'm going to put in some other information over here, rental date, and I'm going to pick in a date time, and I'm going to put in over here rental fee, yeah, and I'm going to put this on as a currency. Ooh, wow. Now, date of rental, we should put in some, cost of renting per day, cost of renting. I don't know I don't know if that's what they did. Renting the video. Okay, something like that, right? So now let's go and see how this works. So I got a rental ID, auto number. I got a couple customers. I got customer 1, Mickey, customer 2, Minnie, and close that. I have 2 videos. I have video ID 1, Hunger Games, video 2, Harry Potter. And then now I'm going to go ahead and enter some data. So I'm going to say customer 1, Mickey, rented Hunger Games number 1. Rental date, well, he rented it last week. The fee was $1. $1, go like this. And then I'm going to say, well, Mickey came back again, and then he rented Harry Potter, and he came back on the next day. So like this, $3, whatever it was. And then I'm going to say Minnie, but Minnie rented video number 3, and I'm going to say like this. Now, this is an error. Okay, well, let's go see. This will cause an error. And the reason why, because there is no video 3. So if we look in videos, there is no video 3. So it's going to cause an error for the next thing that we do. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. Yeah. And then I'm going to come in and make relationships. So that's a real key part to this exercise. So click on Database Tools, Relationships. I'm going to add all 3 tables. Add, close. And you can move these tables around, and you can make them bigger, smaller. It's up to you. Okay. But I'm going to keep the rental table in between. Now, I'm going to make a relationship, and there is, again, a mistake here someplace. Yeah. And if you come across this, you'll know why you made that mistake. So let's go and see. So I'm going to link the information from the customer table to the rental table, because then I want to know which customer rented what video. So I'm going to click here, customer ID to customer ID, enforce the integrity. Now, if it works, it's going to look like this. Okay. Now, the way that we have it now, it will work if you don't enforce the integrity. So if I don't check this off, it's going to do this. It looks different. Yeah. If I want to get rid of it, right button, click on it, delete it. Yeah. But watch what happens when I try to enforce integrity. What enforce integrity does is it checks the information. Is the information correct? So I'm going to check this off, and it's going to give us an error message. Ooh. Okay, now, the reason why, sometimes you have to look for it now. The reason why you have that error is because there has been a data entry error. So I'm going to double click that rental. Yeah. You notice that there is no video 3 over here. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. Now, you can change this number, or the way we're going to fix this is we're going to actually enter a 3rd video. So I'm going to come in Avengers. Yep. And this one is 110 minutes long. Then I come in and I go and save, and then I close this. Yeah. Then I'm going to try and do the same thing again. Let's see if it works. So video ID to video ID, enforce the integrity, create. Wow, it works. Amazing. Yeah. Now, let's go and see how all of this works together. I'm going to test it out. We want to see which customers rented which videos. Yeah. And what was the rental date and what was the rental fee. Notice how I misspelled this guy. I'm going to come in and I'm going to change that. Yes. I'm going to come in and I'm going to change the rental fee. Rental fee. Okay, cool. Right button click, save, right button click. Okay. So I'm going to run. The way that I'm going to test this out is I'm going to make my first query design. Now, again, you're going to add up all the tables. Yeah. And you notice how it has all the lines that we made. Yeah. It has all those lines that we made. And this is a query. And we'll be doing a lot of queries this semester. So I'm going to do first name, click and drag it, or you can double click. Yeah. And I'm going to say the video title. And then I'm going to say, what was the rental date? Double click. And what was the rental fee of that? So I want to know who rented what in my database. So once I'm ready in the design tab, there's a run button. You click on that, and then it tells you that Mickey Mouse rented Hunger Games at this date for this fee, and Minnie Mouse rented this video at this fee like this. And that, pretty much concludes assignment number 2. Yeah. So good luck in building your first, and I'm going to save this, yes, save this as customer rentals. Yeah. So good luck in building your first database using Microsoft Access. Yeah, using Microsoft Access to build your database for the purpose of monitoring a video store.